Yep. Welcome, guys. Yeah. So I was trying to figure out like what was happening. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome. Sorry, guys. Welcome to the first ever YouTube stream. So I was like streaming for 10 minutes and I forgot. I did not start the go live button. It happens. It's first time. Give me some slack, guys. Give me some slack. Give me some slack. It's gonna happen. Yep. So welcome to the first ever live stream. So I've decided like what was happening with me is like yeah. I was saying like what was happening with me is like many times I make a video, I edit and like put a thumbnail. So and when it's time to publish the video, like the it's not relevant because the crypto market is moving so fast, it's not relevant at all. So I thought why not do some like live streaming because many crypto youtubers do live streaming. So I thought maybe do a live stream around this time, around 2, like apologies for any delay. Let's do a live stream around 2 p.m. Indian for like let's try for a month and see what happens. And we are going to talk about many things that we have. Like I have made a great list. If you have seen the thumbnail, why Indians, especially like people and who are age of like 20 to 35, millennials and Gen Z, why they think Bitcoin is more valuable than gold. We're going to talk about that. Bloomberg and Cointelegraph just published a report about that. And many things like China mining. There's a one photo of China mining, like because miners are like transferring from China to other places. It will shock you guys. It will shock you, literally shock you. And before we move forward, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and go guys. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and if you want, we can make an OnlyFans and we can do stuff like that. But it's just let's start. So yeah. So before we start, let's do this. Yeah. Yep. So I think you can guys see my screen. And the first thing, it's like let's see how the market is doing. And if you see, the market cap is around 1.36 trillion dollars, which is like when we were entering the weekend, it was like around 1.2. So the market is recovering quite good, and the volume is still low. Like the volume, just Sunday, volume was 67 billion. It's like one of the lowest volume that I've seen, and I've been into like 1.5 years. It's like very low volume. Like people are fearful these days. Like a FUD is happening a lot of these, and if you see, there are couple of things that I would mention. First is like the Bitcoin dominance that is like keep rising up, rising up, rising up, and the Ethereum gas fees. The gas fees is at all time low. Sorry guys. So the gas fee is like all time low, and it was like 4 Goi like 8 hours before. I did a swap around 5 in the morning, and it was like 4 Goi for a fast transaction. Now it's like 11, but it was 4. So it was like it took me like $2 just to do a swap between like Ethereum and other coin that I wanted. And if you see the market is recovering, and if you have bought like before the weekend, when you were entering the weekend, Bitcoin was hovering around 31 to 33, and Ethereum was 1800 to 1850. So yeah, they are recovering 10% and 5%. So it's quite good. And if you go down, the only project that I'm worried about is like Polkadot. Like Polkadot is the most, like it was very weak along this whole, like when it was happening before the drop. And I don't know guys, like ICP just pumped up. Like ICP was like around 50%. Just pumped up 50%, and yeah, but it's very hard to see ICP because ICP was trading at very high from the start. So it's very difficult to see like the little pump. So you can see it was like around 30 and now it's like 45. So yeah, so ICP pumped. Market is recovering. It's just like we have to see and recover what is happening. But the most important thing, that what's like the thumbnail. So yeah, so thumbnail suggests Indian users, they are not obsessed with gold right now, and they are pouring millions of dollars in crypto, especially Bitcoin. So it was an article like by Bloomberg and Cointelegraph. The Cointelegraph did like I have an opinion about it. I will let you guys know. So Bitcoin, like as you guys know, Bitcoin is like the digital gold version, and India is like the I think India is one of the top countries where the gold like population is. Like most of the people want gold, and you can see it's like 25 tons of gold is in like the Indian hold, Indian families, and like total Indian economy, and most of them is in jewelry, I think. And if you see, when you compare like the crypto market to the gold market, like the crypto market grew from like 200 million to 40 billion. Remember, guys, India has only exposure to crypto for like maybe 4 5 months, like 4 5 years, and out of those, three years have been banned in crypto. So you see the market is like 20x, so like 200% increase. So like, so it's something. There's a chart, so you can see. So this was a time when the RBI or the Supreme Court removed the ban. So the Supreme Court caused the 2018 ruling of banning crypto market, and you can see like between the age of like the young people who have lived their life in the digital age, so they want to feel out like what is happening. And yeah. Also, so I was talking about there was an interesting thing. So people like Bitcoin is very easy to buy. Gold is not that easy to buy. First of all, like just to buy gold, you have to like buy and like secure in like a bank safe or stuff like that. So it's very hard. While Bitcoin, you just go to an exchange, go to India's leading exchange or like any exchange you want and buy it. And so one thing that I would like to mention out is like they mentioned like the person who was interviewing, they mentioned like they put almost a million rupees. It was strange for me. Like if it just take like a million rupees to be like published in an article, it's quite strange. So you can see this person like put around a million rupees. I think it's not that big of a amount personally. Like I don't think it's that big of amount to be like published in this when you compare to like it's very low when you compare to like China's or states. And this was like what I talked about. And there was also one person. Yeah. So this was I was talking about. So the trading volume is like 10 times. So the trading volume on the early start when the ban was released, it was around 10 million. Now it's like 102 million. So you can see, and the total users in the Indian market are around 15 million users that have access to the crypto. And this is the part I want to mention about. So this person has around $1,300, which is around lakhs. So I was wondering, like, is it take just lakh to invest in crypto to get like featured in a Bloomberg article? Like, I have more than that, so can I get it? So you guys let me know. So this is the pic. It looks like bribery or like around that sort. I might be wrong. Like it just does not fit with me. So it's like so you can see like they were mentioning about the investment. Like I told you, it was like a 20x. So that was like CoinDesk was mentioning. There were like 15 million users that are into the crypto space. So that's the one thing. Yeah, so they find it easier to invest, blah 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 blah. So that was the one thing. Like majority of the Indians, especially me, I would rather buy Bitcoin than gold because it's like very hard to buy gold. And you can buy like gold bond, but that is not like having gold. Similarly, like you can have Bitcoin, but if you don't have the keys, like if you have Bitcoin on exchange, you really don't buy that Bitcoin. So if you don't have the keys, you don't own Bitcoin. It's like there's a saying in the crypto space: not your keys, not your cheese. It's like you need to have your private keys if you are really into the crypto. And it was just, and nowadays I don't know if you mentioned like the banks are not supporting crypto or they are still like in the blur. And this is the tweet like of like the WazirX, the India's number one Binance owned exchange. I'm pretty sure many of you guys have not known like WazirX is Binance owned. Like in 2019, Binance owned the WazirX. And so you can see like the CEO, banking issue is like beyond their control, and it's been a long time, almost like couple of months for all Indian exchange, not just this. They're trying to ensure like smooth banking, but it hasn't been for Indian crypto users. It's very unfortunate, like people have to suffer like this, and they're still trying to make it. And the regardless of like the RBI putting up a notice that they are gonna like the banks can work with any crypto startup. They will not get like any service ban or like any red warning. But still many banks like now IDFC also includes, but earlier banks were like they were strictly were not working with any of the crypto exchange. So there was a time like after the first dip, when majority of the like the crypto exchanges shifted to Paytm Bank. I think because like Paytm is a startup, so they can feel it, and then Paytm was not able to handle those transactions. So yeah, and now it's like IDFC is there. Now it's like IDFC, Yes Bank, Paytm, and even HDFC and SBI. They have also like cautioned the users. So like, what is happening if you do like a crypto transaction to any exchange, deposit money? Most of the times they either don't go through, or if they go through, you get a like customer care and you say, "Are you sure you want to buy?" Or like they're portraying to the user that it's not a safe for them to buy anything. So that's what I feel like, that is what happening. And now it's like many of the exchanges, they are like using MobiQuick, and MobiQuick is a fees, but most of the exchanges, they are like they will bear the fees, you just deposit, because right now it's very hard for person in India to like deposit INR. And like person like me who has money in crypto, like I can like put into Binance exchange and like buy it, but it's very hard to convert. Fiat onboarding is very hard, like from convert to your fiat money to crypto, it's very hard these days in India. And while RBI has released their statement, they clarified that the banks can provide service after their due diligence. And the RBI did like a due diligence, and they assured like you can provide the service. And but banks are still taking their foot back. So banks are still not able to like provide that like to the market, to that market, which is like 15 million. It's not small user base. There's like a lot of user base in that. And this is like very like kind of like sad, because if you can't put money, then you can't buy crypto, you can't buy the dips. And if like Bitcoin goes like another 10-20% or like 50%, which is like I don't think so Bitcoin is gonna go below like around 29, which was happened. But if it that go below, like there was a person asked, like they were not able to buy because of the dip. Yeah, I tried all the method deposit. You can see like they were unable to deposit, and it's not just over 15 days. It's for almost 1.5 months, because Paytm banks was not able to like support those needs or like meet those needs, because the volume was so high. So yeah, that's the thing. And this is like this tweet like purely covers it. And the next thing, like while India is like still figuring out like what to happen, or like country like El Salvador and Paraguay, they have made it a legal tender. And now Bitcoin, now the Mexico third richest man, and just not Mexico third richest man, the world 166th richest person in the world. He owns a bank in like he runs the bank in Mexico. He said he will make his bank in Mexico to accept cryptocurrencies as like a deposit or legal tender of some sort. So this is a person. There was a Ricardo. I'm gonna butcher the name, but I'm not gonna say Ricardo. So they own a bank like Banco Azteca, if I'm pronouncing that right. They're working to be the first bank in Mexico to like accept Bitcoin, which is like very changing. Like the adoption phase is like getting much wider. And you see these third world countries, they are adapting to get ahead and to compete. And I think India is in a very great position. If they adopt Bitcoin, they could be ahead of many of the users, I think. So he also said like fiat is fraud. He said like you have to remember in the South Latin American countries, the hyperinflation is a real issue. Like in India, has a before, like if you go below the inflation chart of India, it's like countries like Venezuela, Argentina, which is like 40%. And this year 2021, even US has more inflation than India, which was like around 5.4 and India is like 4.8. So yeah, so he said fiat is fraud, which is like I totally agree. You don't want to have your wealth or like even your money stored in an asset which is depreciating over time. Many people don't understand this. So yeah, so there was a like Pomp was had a thread, and it's like the person is talking in like Spanish, I'm guessing, or like Mexican, I don't know. But yeah, so it's like he has a net worth of 15.8 million. He's trying to like make it on his bank. So it's pretty good. And like you can see like countries are adopting it. It's not gonna be like a a big time frame when India have to make like certain leaps, because India is still like on like, is it legal, is it not legal, where should we, is it an asset, is it a currency? So India, while India is still trying to figuring stuff out, many countries are like adopting it and embracing it and like getting along with it to the success. And if you know, guys, like I'm gonna show a picture like which will be like is fascinating to see. If you know, like the China banning miners. So there's been a lot of going down, China crackdown on Bitcoin miners, which is like affecting the hash rate of Bitcoin. So if you see, like China has majority of the hash rate, like 70%, like around 65 to 70% of the hash rate comes from China till 2021, June 2021. But then China like banned, moved the miners, and this is like local media report like 26 major Bitcoining mining hubs. And when we are saying like 26 major Bitcoining mining hubs, we are talking about millions of dollars of like GPUs and like assets to like which mine Bitcoin, CPUs and hard drives. So I'm not talking about small rate. So you can see the hash rate went down 50% over a month. So the hash rate over 170, which was like before China did this, maybe 6 months before, and now it's like 83. You can see it's like more than a 50% drop. And what China did, they gave them a time span, like pack your stuff up, move to some other country if you want, but you can't mine here. So the Chinese miner, if you see, this is the great picture. So see this, miners are packing their like mining rigs. So you see this, and it's just one of these 26. So see the amount it's gonna take to like shape, pack. It's gonna like the person is gonna be like crying, I think. Like if you see this, like this is like thousands of mining rigs they have to transport from one country to another. And many Chinese miners are moving to Iran or like Texas, Florida, because these are extra leveraging people, like come to this, and that's gonna be like very great thing if you see it that way. And so this is the picture that I want to show. Like this is like fascinating to me, like, and it's just one of those miners that has huge mining rigs. It's not gonna be a like big thing. So yeah, this is like, yeah, so hash, but it's a good thing at the end, because one of the drawbacks that everyone says is like the hash rate is too concentrated in China, and now it's like good, but media is making fun out of it. So if you can see, the security of the Bitcoin network has not been affected at all. It's properly decentralized. Even like if a country who has 70% of the hash rate, if it goes down, Bitcoin network is still strong. And while Chinese miners are trying to reallocate, the hash rate will be like much more divided into like North American miners, the Canada, the Iran, and like many other countries which are like emerging in this space. And I think India, if they take steps much quicker, they have a chance to do this. Otherwise, we are going to be just lagging behind. We have so much resources, so much engineering power that people just don't understand this. And yeah, this is the bit that I want to show. And another country that is like making moves, I'm saying like Iran. So Iran licensed 30 crypto mining farms. So they licensed to mine. So this is like a proper crypto farm. So mining rigs, they're mining crypto like Bitcoin, majorly 24/7. So, and remember, Iran does almost $1 billion worth of like kind of like revenue, if you can say so, of mining over the last couple of years. And they issued 30 mining farms. Why did so? And they are like removing the illegal farms, because what was happening earlier was it was no like not rules, so guidelines were not in place, so everyone was mining. Due to that, there was like what's called light break that was happening, or like no blackout was happening, because the authority of mining was 300, while there was like 22 more than 2000 megawatts was electricity was being used because of illegal, if you count that. So Iran banned crypto because they were having blackouts all the time, and now they have give license, and if you don't have a license, it's illegal, or you don't have, you will be like in different scenario. So yeah, so that's like about Iran. So Iran is one of the country that like many Chinese miners are moving to. So that's like they are inviting more people to them. So that's the thing. And this is the article that I talk about. Like the Ethereum gas fee, they have been low in, like you can see, like I told you, like I paid like around $2. So the fees have been getting low in the past couple of days. So you can see like the last time the fee was low, it was around before the, like not the bull cycle started, like in December last year. So you can see like the fees is like at least all time high, all time low for this year. And it's just not for like Ethereum. The Bitcoin fees has been also getting low from like $5 and imagine to move billions of worth of like value with just $5. And if you do this in a bank, the bank gonna charge at least hundreds of thousands of dollars just in overdrafting fees. So while this like the low transition fee is bad for miners, but it's good because the difficulty is getting low, and when the difficulty is getting low, it's easy to mine Bitcoin because there is not much competition. So how do, like I'm going to explain. So the what the Bitcoin network does, Bitcoin networks adjust its difficulty after every 2 weeks. So because of the China like cracking down the miners, so the difficulty has been going down and down and down, which means you can mine more Bitcoin with same computing power. That's what's happening. So even if the transition fee is like at its all-time low, miners can mine more Ethereum or more Bitcoin, which can be good for the longer term duration. And the last thing which I want to talk about is like there's been a lot of FUD, or like people are afraid what's going to happen. So like Binance, like the UK regulators have said like Binance is not allowed to operate in UK. So Binance has given them the users. So this is what happening. So because like Binance was not like allocated, or they did not have proper approval, or they did not have any form of like UK authorization or registration or license to conduct activity. I don't think so Binance has in India. So Binance owned the Indian exchange, and you can transfer your value from WazirX to like Binance. You can do it easily. But because they did not had anything in the UK, and these countries are like, they're very strict on the rules, because there's a lot of counterparty risk if Binance go like broke or like bankrupt or stuff. So they're just providing the users. Why? Binance is one of the biggest exchange. Like imagine, like Coinbase is like the leading exchange. Binance has 10 times the volume of Coinbase. Binance deals like around 50 billion in volume, while Coinbase is around 10 billion. And if you compare to Indian exchange, it's like it's pennies over the dollars. So it's like they can figure it out. While what is happening, the products for the user can still use them, and I think Binance will like properly get short. So there's been no direct impact on the Binance and its relationship to the user. So Binance is providing like nothing is changing. We are still providing those, and we will figure it out, because Binance, there's so much money and power, they can do this stuff. It's not going to be a big task for them. So that's the thing that I want to cover. And yeah, and the last thing that's like popping up these days, like I'm seeing on Twitter, is like a fake Mona Lisa was sold for $3.4 million at Christie's auction. So yeah, so it's a fake Mona Lisa. So what? So the story, like I did not understand it properly. So in this early 17th century, what was happening? The Mona Lisa painted were like made by Da Vinci. Like he made a couple of pictures, or like many pictures, and what happened? Like this painting that sold, it might be original or it might not be, because this painting was like swapped one time with the so-called original that is in the museum right now. So it might be original according to the user. So like the person who was painting, he says like this is the original painting. Like he believes it has to be like painted in the early and 17th century by the Italian. He believes that this is the original painting, while like it's many people don't believe it's the original. And the Christie's like put an estimate like they are gonna sell for like around $200,000 to $300,000, but it sold for more than $3 million. So what I'm getting to the point is, it's very hard to like prove like Mona Lisa is one of the biggest like art history of the world, and it's still very hard to prove like is it the real Mona Lisa or not. And I think NFTs and the whole like ownership on the blockchain, the public ledger, it provides you the opportunity. Like if the Mona Lisa was made today and it was like digital NFT, everyone can see it's original or not because it's on the public ledger. That's how it's gonna move up. So yeah, so it's on the public ledger, everyone can see. So I think that's like one of the great use case that is like for this. And this was like sold for like, yeah. So even though like the replica is like not as compelling as the work of the painter, if I'm pronouncing that right, but it has some of things that of that time, of that era. So yeah, so that's like one of the hypothesis the person is making. So but it was sold for like 3.4 million. And yeah, so yep, I think that's like pretty much it I covered for it. And if you guys have any Q&A, I'm gonna do this for like every day, like 2 p.m. Like today was like a little bit of like wild, I tried for the first time, so give me some slack, guys. So we are just gonna do it for like every day 2 p.m. and if it goes well, we can do like twice a day. I'm just trying to make it like live is like you will get like the real price asset. Most of the time what is happening with me, like I made a video, I edited and I put a thumbnail and I'm trying to upload it, the video is not relevant, or the topic is the topic is not that relevant these days. So yeah, so if we see like the I think the biggest like the pumper was ICP, so it's like down, but it's like at like it's 50%. But if you see who was Cello, so yeah, but so Cello has like a great run while everyone was like hitting hard like 10% down. Cello was like 30% up. So it's like even if it's like low within the last day, but it's like still 70% up, which like in the last week. And rest, like if you see, everything is like kind of down other than the stable coins. So yeah, so that's the thing. And if you want to buy like right now, like the dollar cost average, I'm going to talk about dollar cost average in one of my videos, but right now Binance coin is at a bargain. Binance coin was like around $700 just like couple of months ago, so it's like it has lost more than its half of the value. So I think and Binance is not going to go away. So like it's many new projects are coming to the Binance. It's cheap, it's easy to use, it's fast, so it's much more scalable. Binance is a good product to keep up. I'm inclined towards Polkadot, but Polkadot has just not held strong in this like whole drop. Polkadot was one of the weakest. Like when everyone was dropping like 5 or 10, Polkadot was like 15 to 20% dips. So if I'm just gonna dollar cost average, and Solana was like around 25 just a week ago. So I would wait for this. Chainlink was also like it's a little bit of high. Matic is quite good if you want to pick up some Matic. And Theta just launched their like mainnet today. I think I'm gonna talk about Theta mainnet tomorrow. So they launched their mainnet in which you can stake and earn T fuel by running a validator node, or like the elite validator node if I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, so let's see if they. So yeah, I think they launched the mainnet today. It would like yeah. So it's still like yeah, it was this week, but yeah. So it's like couple of days, and you can stake it and earn T fuel by running a node on it. And if you see the node, yeah, so it's there. So this it's gonna be leading because Theta is the only decentralized YouTube, you can say that. So that's one of the biggest platform. It's one of the leading platform in decentralized. So it's like decentralized YouTube. theta.tv. So if you go to theta.tv, you can see it's like early version of YouTube, but it's purely decentralized. And I don't know if you guys know about it, but YouTube is trying to like push some content down, especially crypto content these days, and some like COVID things I'm gonna talk about later, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, so if you have any questions, let's do some Q&A. If you guys don't have, we can meet tomorrow. But if you have any Q&A, just put in the chat and we can like see, and like if you wanna shield some of your coins, we can do that as well. But yeah, it was quite good to do my first live stream. It was quite good, guys. Hmm. I think we have covered like majority of the things that I want to talk about, and I'm gonna uh, let you guys go. I don't want to keep more of your time. I hope you enjoyed it, and be sure to come back at 2 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Let's do it every day. Let's have the discussion, and see ya. Peace out.